Coming up on a 3-0 Monday, more Big 12 honors for the Cyclones, and we're looking big picture at the Matt Campbell era. All of that after a word from Fairway.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school, but saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fairway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fairway. It's more than just a name.
Welcome into the Northwest Bank Studios for the Daily Clone here on a 3-0 Monday presented by Fairway Meat and Grocery. Another week, more Big 12 honors for the Cyclones. Kyle Conrarty is the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week for the second week in a row. No surprise here, Conrarty drilled a game-winning 54-yard field goal to beat the Hawkeyes for the second year in a row. Conrarty also tacked on 2 first-half field goals. And then Tomatoa McDonough is the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. McDonough had his first 2 sacks as a Cyclone, and they couldn't have come at a better time, both on Iowa's final drive of the game. The Yale transfer also recorded a season-high 5 tackles to go along with a quarterback hurry. McDonough and Conrarty make 7 individual Cyclones to take home Big 12 weekly honors so far this season. The next place I want to go is big picture and how the buzzwords and coach speak at Matt Campbell's press conferences are working. We've all given him a hard time for it, seemingly saying the same thing over and over and over again, week in, week out for 10 years. But there's no denying that he actually believes it and that it's working. Rocco Becht is now 5-1 against Iowa State's 2 biggest rivals, Iowa and Kansas State. It's because this program expects to win these games.
We finally have the mental process and the mental thoughts of knowing that this is kind of just another game for us. You know, we have 12 games in a season. And obviously this is a rival game and there's a lot of hype around it, but I think we finally have been able to get around that noise and find our way to stay poised and calm in the moments. And really just know that we're the better team, and to go out there and just get the win for the state and for these fans is awesome.
At a place like this, you got to learn the hard way, right? There's no instant gratification. And I think that's been one of the great blessings to be here now 10 years of like, what's it take to win? What's it take to get people to believe in our program? What's it take people to, what's it take for us to win football games? Man, what's it take for us to sustain success? Man, when you do win, they want to put you back in the box. So now you're getting everybody's best shot, and we had to learn that the hard way. And that's the head coach, right? I mean, that's me as much as it is anybody else. And so I think the reality is having the continuity and the consistency to understand, what are we? What's it going to take to win football games here? How do we develop a plan from January through, the 12 months we're guaranteed every year to, build the young men in our program, build the journey of the collective whole of the football season. And how do you do that the best to give your kids the best chance to be successful? And I would say, it's taken us every step of the way to do that. And not that we didn't know how to do that, but doing it here, doing it with this program and in this place, I think that's really helped us. And listen, as you know, you guys have all covered us. It hasn't always been perfect, and we've had to have some hard moments, and then we've had to learn. And hopefully we don't have to have many of those hard moments, obviously going forward, but we may. And the ability to be humble enough to learn from them, grow from them, and then get better from them, I think that's helped us. And it's been great to have continuity with our players and our staff to be able to work through those things together.
A member of the Matt Campbell coaching tree is making a name for himself on the big stage. Former tight ends and recruiting coach Alex Golesh is leading USF to a 2-0 start with probably the most impressive resume so far in college football. The Bulls have beaten Boise State at home, and they just went on the road and beat top 15 Florida. Golish was on Matt Campbell's first staff at Iowa State, and he shared this story over the summer about his first day on the It's All About the Team podcast.
The very first night we were there, and I drove there from Champaign, and so I was there with him the first night he was there, and then the rest of his staff, the Toledo guys that came kind of flew in the next morning, and I remember walking into his office. He did his press conference, and then we were sitting there like we got to go get some players. That's where the conversation was going to go. But he said, we're going to win a national title here. And this is me at, I don't know how old I was, 32. Been doing it for a little bit now, and I'm like, we're going to do what? Here? He's like, we're going to win a national title here. I said, Matt, are you crazy? Like, it's Iowa State. I think what makes Matt really unique and his ability to build a team was he believed that.
Yep.
Truly believed that. And it resonated within the staff. Like, and not that I ever questioned it, but I was like, man, this guy off his rocker. But he believed that, and he works that way. But his ability to build team was to bring a bunch of guys in, staff and players, and demand that they become process driven, and live that way from day to day, from how they wake up to how they come in there to how they handle their teammates. To we were going to teach them, and I think it's easier to do when there hasn't been success because everybody's ears are a little bit more open.
Right.
They're less resistant to change. It's easier to do that in a program that is earning for that wants that.
Right.
And at that time, Matt was the right person to come in and do that because he truly believed he could build a national championship team in a state that has two programs.
With 4 million people?
4 million people with not a ton of high school, big-time high school talent, with a guy down the road that had built it from scratch as well, that had a bunch of success. There was a lot of things going against you.
Go ahead and jump in a time machine and go back to 2016. Think about where Iowa State was as a program. Think about how bare that cupboard was when Matt Campbell took over. Think about what Iowa State football was thought of nationally. Nothing. Did you ever think that Matt Campbell would be able to accomplish as much as he has? I know I did. Did you even think that he would be able to accomplish half of what he has? I don't think I did. It's truly unreal what Matt Campbell has turned Iowa State into. Look at the crowd on Saturday. Look at the energy in that stadium. There weren't many Iowa fans. I've been at Iowa games at Jack Trice Stadium where you could hear the IOWA chants. There was none of that. It was a true home game, and Brent Bloom hit on that on a great episode of Williams and Bloom on a Sunday. But the point is, Iowa State is in a new place. They are respected nationally. They are the program in the state of Iowa. There is no debating that right now, and Matt Campbell has believed that from the very start. It's pretty special what he's got going on in Ames right now. Thank you for tuning in to a 3-0 edition of the Daily Clone. We've got a great week slated for you here in the Northwest Bank Studios.